So, are you ready to embark on this journey with us through Section A, which is the philosophical underpinnings of behavior analysis? Let's start with the 3 goals of behavior analysis: description, prediction, and control. These are the pillars that support the discipline, playing a crucial role in both research and interventions. First, we have description. This is the process of observing behavior and noting everything about it. What happens before and after, and the behavior itself. It's like being a detective, piecing together the puzzle of why a behavior occurs. Next, we have prediction. This is all about understanding the relationships between behaviors and their environmental contexts. Once we've gathered enough descriptive data, we can start to predict when a behavior is likely to occur. For example, if we notice that a child tends to have tantrums when they're denied a toy, we can predict that this behavior will likely occur again under similar circumstances. Finally, we arrive at control. This doesn't mean manipulating people like puppets on strings. Rather, it's about understanding behavior to such an extent that we can modify the environment to change the behavior. Using the previous example, if we know that a child has tantrums when denied a toy, we can either avoid this trigger or teach the child alternative ways to express frustration. So in essence, description involves observing and noting behavior. Prediction involves understanding the relationships between behaviors and their context, and control involves using this understanding to modify behavior. But why are these goals important? Well, they give us a systematic way to understand and change behavior. Whether we're trying to increase desirable behaviors like studying or exercising, or decrease undesirable ones like smoking or overeating, these 3 goals guide our approach. They're also crucial in research. When conducting a study, researchers describe and predict behavior to understand it better. They then use this understanding to control or change the behavior, testing the effectiveness of different interventions. In a nutshell, the goals of description, prediction, and control provide a roadmap for the journey through behavior analysis. They guide us in understanding why a behavior occurs, when it's likely to happen, and how we can influence it. Understanding these goals is the foundation of behavior analysis. Next, we delve into the philosophical assumptions of behavior analysis. These assumptions, like the foundations of a building, support our understanding of behavior and its analysis. First, we have selectionism. Think of it this way: we chose to be behavior analysts because we believe the world works by reinforcement. Behaviors increase due to reinforcement and decrease due to lack of reinforcement or punishment. The second assumption is determinism. Picture a determined person who shapes their future. It doesn't just happen by chance. In behavior analysis, we believe that all behavior is determined by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Our third assumption is empiricism. Empires can be measured, right? You can observe their growth, count their soldiers, measure the size of their land. Similarly, in behavior analysis, we rely on direct observation and measurement of behavior. Fourth, we have parsimony. Remember the word money in parsimony, it translates to stingy. We, as behavior analysts, are stingy with our interventions. We always start with the simplest and most practical theories and approaches before moving on to more complicated ones. The 5th philosophical assumption is pragmatism. Just like the word practical, we use behavior analysis to apply practical knowledge to real-world problems. Lastly, we have philosophical doubt. We always question our interventions. We seek feedback to improve, to always get better. Remember, in behavior analysis, doubt is not a drawback but a tool for continuous improvement. These philosophical assumptions, selectionism, determinism, empiricism, parsimony, pragmatism, and philosophical doubt, are not just abstract concepts. They guide our understanding of behavior and its causes. They influence how we develop and implement interventions. They shape our research and our practice. So keep these philosophical assumptions in mind as you continue your journey in behavior analysis. They are the guiding lights that illuminate our path in this fascinating field. These philosophical assumptions shape our understanding and application of behavior analysis. Now, let's meet the pioneers of behavior analysis. Our journey begins with Ivan Pavlov, a name synonymous with the concept of classical conditioning, or, as some might know it, respondent conditioning. Pavlov's work with dogs laid the foundation for this concept. He demonstrated how an unconditioned stimulus, like food, which naturally induces salivation in dogs, could be paired with a neutral stimulus, a bell in this case. After repeated pairing, the bell alone could trigger salivation. a conditioned response. This experiment showed how a neutral stimulus could, through conditioning, evoke a response. The baton was then passed to John Watson, the man who coined the term behaviorism. Watson brought forth the concept of methodical behaviorism, a more stringent approach that considered only external stimuli as factors for behavior, completely disregarding internal stimuli. Watson's approach was like a strict teacher who only considers the outward actions of the students and ignores the internal thought processes. Then came B.F. Skinner, a key figure known for operational conditioning and radical behaviorism. Now, don't let the term radical misguide you. It might sound laid back, but radical behaviorism was an all-encompassing attempt to explain behavior in terms of environmental factors. Skinner's approach was more balanced than Watson's, as it did consider some internal factors and mental faculties, albeit to a lesser degree than environmental ones. Skinner also penned the book Verbal Behavior, which introduced a lot of the terminology we use today, such as manding, tacting, echoics, and intraverbals. So we have Pavlov with classical conditioning, Watson with methodical behaviorism, and Skinner with operational conditioning and radical behaviorism. Each contributed in their own unique way, and together they formed the bedrock of behavior analysis that we study and practice today. These figures laid the groundwork for modern behavior analysis. They showed us how behavior could be molded, shaped, and understood, opening doors to a deeper understanding of why we behave the way we do. Understanding the sequence of behaviorism is like following a flowchart. It's a journey that begins with the science of behaviorism, a field that investigates the impact of the environment on observable behavior. This was the initial step towards a comprehensive understanding of human behavior. The next step in our flowchart is experimental analysis. Here, the theories of behaviorism are put to the test in controlled environments. This phase involved rigorous experiments, often in laboratories, to understand the mechanics of behavior under various conditions. It's like a litmus test for behaviorism, where theories met empirical evidence. From experimental analysis, we move on to the third step, applied behavior analysis. This is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. All the knowledge and insights gathered from the previous steps are put into practical use. Applied behavior analysis takes the principles of behaviorism and experimental analysis and uses them to bring about meaningful change in behavior. It's about taking the science out of the lab and into the real world, addressing real-life problems and situations. The final step in our flowchart is professional practice. This is the stage where applied behavior analysis is organized and structured into a professional discipline. It's the establishment of standards, ethics, and guidelines to ensure that the application of behavior analysis is done responsibly and effectively. It's not just about knowing the science, but also about practicing it in a way that respects the rights and well-being of those involved. This sequence, from behaviorism to experimental analysis, to applied behavior analysis, and finally to professional practice, is not just a linear progression. It's an ongoing cycle of learning, applying, and refining. Each stage informs and enhances the others, creating a dynamic and evolving field. In essence, the sequence of behaviorism is a testament to the practical application and evolution of behavior analysis. It's about taking a scientific approach to understanding behavior, testing the theories, applying the knowledge, and continually improving the practice. It's a journey that starts with a question about behavior and ends with a practical solution. But it's a journey that never truly ends, because the quest for understanding and improving behavior is a lifelong pursuit. Lastly, let's explore the 7 dimensions of applied behavior analysis. Remember the acronym GET A CAB to help you memorize these important components. First up, we have generality. This dimension emphasizes that the benefits of behavior analysis should extend beyond the immediate situation. The skills learned should be applicable in different environments and maintain over time. Next is effectiveness. This is all about the practical impact of behavior analysis. The interventions applied must produce significant change in the behavior it aims to alter. The effectiveness of an intervention is gauged by how much it enhances the quality of life of the individual involved. Then we have technological. Don't mistake this for tech gadgets. In behavior analysis, technological refers to the precise and detailed description of procedures, so they can be accurately replicated. This ensures consistency and reliability in intervention strategies. A stands for applied. Behavior analysis should be relevant to the real-world issues the individual faces. The focus is on socially significant behaviors that will improve the individual's life experience. Next, we have conceptually systematic. This dimension stresses the importance of linking procedures to the principles from which they were derived. This ensures that the strategies used are grounded in solid theoretical foundations. Our second A in Get a Cab stands for analytical. This dimension is about demonstrating clear control over the behavior being changed. In other words, we need to show that it's the intervention and not some other factor that's causing the behavior change. And finally, we have behavioral. This dimension emphasizes that behavior analysis should focus on observable and measurable behavior. The interventions should be based on directly observed behavior and its relationship with the environment. These dimensions serve as guiding principles for the application of behavior analysis. So, we've covered a lot of ground today. We embarked on a journey through the fascinating world of behavior analysis, beginning with its 3 pivotal goals: description, prediction, and control. These fundamental pillars guide the way we observe, understand, and influence behavior, shaping the course of research and interventions in this field. We then delved into the philosophical assumptions that underpin behavior analysis: selectionism, determinism, empiricism, parsimony, and pragmatism. These concepts are not just academic jargon, they are our guiding stars, illuminating the path we take as behavior analysts. Each one has its unique mnemonic, helping us grasp their intricate meanings and their impact on our practice. Our journey took us through the lives and works of key figures in behavior analysis, such as Ivan Pavlov, John Watson, and B.F. Skinner. Their groundbreaking research laid the foundations of our understanding of behavior, from classical conditioning to radical behaviorism, and everything in between. We also charted the sequence of behaviorism, tracing its evolution from a broad scientific field to a specialized practice with its unique professional standards. It's like following a roadmap that begins with the overarching science of behaviorism, moves through experimental analysis, and culminates in applied behavior analysis. Finally, we navigated the 7 dimensions of applied behavior analysis, the guiding principles that ensure our work is effective, relevant, and impactful. These dimensions, generalizable, effective, technological, applied, conceptually systematic, analytical, and behavioral, are our compass, directing our approach to be as comprehensive and beneficial as possible. Remember, each of these concepts plays a vital role in understanding and practicing behavior analysis. They are more than just points on a map. They are the landmarks we use to navigate the complex landscape of human behavior. Remember, understanding behavior analysis is an ongoing journey, and today we've taken a significant step forward.